Let's take a look at some application of roots and quadratic equations. We'll start with some problems regarding integers. What I want you to do is read carefully every single problem and try and identify keywords or clues into each problem as to how to arrange them into a quadratic equation. So let's take a look at the first one. The product of two consecutive negative integers is 1122. What are the numbers? We start with the first keyword, the product. What does the word product mean? Well, product means multiplication, right? We're multiplying something. Then we have two consecutive negative integers. Now, since these integers are unknown, it won't make a difference right now if we set them up as negative or positive. When we're going to solve, hopefully at the end, we'll be able to choose only the negative integers as solutions. Let's concentrate on the fact that these two integers are consecutive in nature. So if one is a, the second integer, since it's consecutive to it, it means it's right after, it would be a plus 1. Now, what does the word is mean usually in equations? Is usually means equal. So let's see how we'll set up this entire problem. The product of these two numbers, which means a, multiplied with a plus 1, is or equal 1122. And probably you're looking at this equation right now and it reminds you of factored form in terms of a quadratic relation. However, this is not complete factored form because it doesn't equal 0 or it doesn't equal y. It equals another number. So whenever you're in a situation like this, when you're in between forms, between standard and factored, between standard and vertex, I would like you to expand and rearrange your entire equation back to standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. And if you remember a couple of lessons ago when we went through the different cases of those quadratic equations, we can determine how to solve them once we rearrange it into standard form. So that means we have to simplify. And a times a gives us a squared plus a. And I'll subtract 1122 on both sides to achieve a 0 on the right-hand side. Now, you can solve this equation either by factoring or by using the quadratic formula. However, when we do factor, you will notice that 1122 itself is the product of two consecutive numbers. And those two numbers are 33 and 34. I have a in each one. Now I have to decide on the signs. Since through the process of addition of the two products, I have a positive end result, 34 has to be the larger number, and I will have a minus 33 and a plus 34. So what are the two possible roots for this equation? A equals 33 or a equals negative 34. However, my problem did mention I need negative integers. So a equals 33 is not a good solution for me. I can't use this one any further. But I can find the second integer by starting with negative 34. So what's the consecutive one? It is negative 33. Okay, I will let you set this one up by yourself at home, having some fun with my age, and it's actually 1 year less, the results, 1 year less than my actual age. It says a picture has a height that it is 4/3 of its width. Well, let's take a look at the picture. Right, so a picture in the form of a rectangle. So if this is the width and this is the height is 4 over 3 its width. Now this picture has an area of 192 square inches. What is the formula for the area of a rectangle? Well, I'm hoping you remember area is length times width, or height times base, length times width, or height times width. Well, the area we know is 192, and the height is 4 over 3w times w. By multiplying the entire equation with its reciprocal to reduce the terms. So I'm left with 192 times 3 over 4 equal w squared. The best thing to do is to square root both sides. And I want you to simplify 192 times 3 over 4 at home. Then you're going to square root both sides and find the dimension for the width of this enlargement. I'm going to try and help you set it up, and hopefully you can solve it by yourself at home. A garden measuring 12 by 16 meters is to have a pedestrian pathway installed all around it, increasing the total area to 285 square meters. What will be the width of the pathway? So basically x. What will this x value be? Well, before area was 12 times 16 before we enlarged it. However, we have decided to put a uniform border or a uniform pathway all around it, and the width of this pathway is x all around it. And the new area for this garden will be 285 meters, so it grows to 285 meters. Well, let's see what happens to the width of that garden. It was 12 meters before. However, I am adding something to it on both sides. Well, I'm adding x onto the left side and another x onto the right side. So how many x widths am I adding? 2 of them. So 12 plus 2x. Let's think about the length or the height. It was 16 meters before, so the 12 transformed. Now it's time to transform the length as well. 16 meters, and I'm adding again 1x on the top and 1x on the bottom. So 16 plus 2x.